report accurately on the facts? Does the government have evidence that any of these people killed, whether they were Trinidadian or not, were in possession of illegal drugs, illegal weapons, illegal narcotics from our U.S. counterparts?
The answer to that, in short, is no. And the reason for the answer being no, the strikes are military intervention strikes or military strikes being conducted in pursuit of a military operation by the U.S. There's information that the U.S. will share. There's information that they won't share pursuant to a military operation, which is what this is. These are strikes that are being conducted in international waters. If these strikes occurred within national waters, then the U.S. would have to share information with Trinidad and Tobago. These are not strikes that are occurring within our territorial waters, nor are these strikes that are occurring in our EZ. They are strikes that are occurring in international waters, pursuant to a military operation with entities that they've designated as terrorist organizations.
Only imagine the pain that Sobers is going through as he tried to answer questions from the media and try to appease the general public of Trinidad and Tobago at the same time. But once in politics, people would tell you that if you are to appease a population, if you are to make them believe in you, some sort of evidence must be presented, especially when you have a situation going on. And the current situation where Trinidadians allegedly have been killed at sea, because they're still missing, is one that I believe will hurt the Trinidad and Tobago government badly going forward. Sobers struggled to answer the questions. He didn't present any evidence. He just talked. But I believe he should have presented the evidence. And of course, on the other hand, see that Trinidad and Tobago could be doing large-scale deportations very soon of Venezuelans. This is a move that government, it's in their right to do if they wish to do it. When there's diplomatic route, diplomatic spots, these things occur. But the Foreign Affairs Minister yesterday says or confirmed that authorities have obtained the coordinates of recent United States military operations in the Caribbean, which according to him verifies that the strikes occurred in international waters. That's just outside of TNT's exclusive economic zone. Now, let's take a look at that. So it occurred outside of your exclusive economic zone, and it occurred in international waters. So what is that? That is appeasement to Trinidadians? Is that the appeasement for Trinidadians? Did you bring evidence to show the media? Look, this is the map. This is where the strikes occurred. Please ensure that the public knows about this. Did you do that yesterday? But you did not do that yesterday. You just spoke. And right now, nobody's believing politicians. However, he did not say whether the coordinates include the location of the October 14 blast, believed to have killed 2 Trinidadians. Remember that? We spoke about that earlier in this month. Speaking at the post-cabinet briefing at the Diplomatic Center in St. Anne's, Sobers stressed that law-abiding operators have no need to fear about what is going on right now. Absolutely nothing to fear, he says. Sobers, if you were in another country, you've been asked to step down. You would have been asked to step down. Absolute, just makes no sense whatsoever coming to the public to have a press conference to tell them, oh yes, it occurred outside of our exclusive economic zone. It occurred in international waters. You don't present any evidence to prove that, because you're just talking. You don't provide the evidence. As a matter of fact, in the United States of America, it's the same thing. The media has been asking the Trump administration, well, present us with the documentation of where the strikes actually occurred, the coordinates, give us some maps, some things. Nobody's presenting that. All he says, we have the facts. And Trinidad, of course, is complicit in all of this because they're aiding and abetting United States war of aggression here in the Caribbean, on Caribbean people. They have a lot to answer for. In the meantime, Trinidad is planning large-scale deportation of Venezuelans. Like I said, I believe the government have the right, that is their right to do. If they think that is necessary to deport people, they can do so. Of course, you have to have due process. If the person came illegally, they can be deported. If they committed crimes, they can be deported. But if somebody is there lawfully, they won't be able to deport them that easily. Because
Now, tensions are rising in the Caribbean as Trinidad and Tobago move to deport hundreds of undocumented Venezuelan migrants. The crackdown follows a diplomatic rift with Venezuela as human rights groups warn the thousands fleeing economic collapse could be soon forced back into danger.
Trinidad's government has ordered a review of all undocumented migrants and may begin large-scale deportations. Most are Venezuelans who fled economic hardship. The move follows a dispute after an American warship docked in Port of Spain, a visit that angered President Nicolas Maduro.
There really is a lot of panic. If they see a police jeep, they run to hide. Hey, but why? Why have this persecution against us, Venezuelans here in this country? What is the need?
Rights groups say hundreds could be sent back soon through the port of Cedros. Venezuela has suspended a gas deal and declared Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bisesar persona non grata. She has rejected what she calls Venezuelan blackmail.
Lo están deportando por el puerto de Cedro.
They are being deported through the port of Cedros. As we've heard on the news, more than 200 people are going to be deported. So that's really painful, at least to me, since I was born in Venezuela and have lived here for 21 years. That's painful.
The dispute comes amid U.S. military buildup near Venezuela. Analysts warn that migrants could become collateral in a growing regional power struggle. Kamla Persad Bisesar says the deportations are about national security, but for many Venezuelans in Trinidad, it's a question of survival.
take it easy. Leave your comments in the section below, guys.